What's going on, Show Nation? Welcome into part 2 of the top 10 cards in Diamond Dynasty. If you guys missed part 1, be sure to go check out part 1 first before you watch this part of the video. Part 1, we go like 3 to 5 deep of the best players at each position, but the video ended up getting pretty long, so I split it into 2 parts. So this is part 2. We're going to finish off where we left off, pretty much with the best center fielders, best right fielders, and we still have starting pitching and relief pitching to go over, and then we're going to go over the top 10 best cards in the game. Alright, so in center field, the best center fielder in the game, without question in my opinion, is Willie Mays. Willie Mays, 114, 117, 106, 118, 116 vision, 98 fielding, 95 arm strength, 97 arm ac, 95 reaction, 92 speed, 90 stealing, 95 base running aggressiveness. Willie Mays is the best outfielder in the game, the best center fielder in the game. He's honestly the best left fielder and best right fielder in the game. He is amazing. He is the big time collection reward this year. Willie Mays is the best center fielder in the game, hands down. One of the best players in all of this, in the entire game. The next best center fielder, in my opinion, is may surprise you guys a little bit, but it also may not. It is, let's go ahead and filter by position. The next best center fielder in the game, in my opinion, is Mike Trout. 120, 109, 117, 104. What really hurts him is that 86 vision. That really hurts him, but he's got a great swing. 94 speed, 97 stealing, 91 fielding. He only has 81 arm strength, but he's so good at hitting right-handed pitching. He's got reverse splits. That's always really, really nice. If that vision was up like towards 100, he would be just even more amazing than he already is. This is more of a card that you're going to want to use in BR. You know, he'd be a great BR card. He'd also be a great card up to a Hall of Fame. Once you get on Legend, it gets a little bit more tricky with that 86 vision. It's just definitely not as high, but I have him as the second best center fielder. Next, we have King Griffey Jr. 110, 100 contact versus left, 114 power versus right, 109 power versus left, 105 vision, 96 fielding, 84 speed. You know, he's got great defense. He's just 5 tools you can get. I mean, if you can't get Willie Mays this year, get King Griffey Jr. Absolute beast. Can hit anywhere in your lineup. Can hit first, second, fourth, you know, third, wherever, man. Griffey's an absolute beast. The next card that I have really up there, and he's going up in price, and I really want to get this card, is this Ty Cobb. 125, 125, 81, 82, 125 vision, excellent bunting, 89 fielding, but he has 95 reaction with 98 speed. That basically means he's going to cover both gaps for you very, very well. He's got a good speed. This would be your stereotypical leadoff hitter, 8th hitter, kind of in the vein of Honus Wagner. He's got a good swing. You can really, like, watch his right front foot when you swing with him. I think he's going to be a really, really good card. I'd like to get my hands on this card. Now let's move to right field. And in right field, I think the best right fielder in the game, I know I have Torrey Hunter in right now, but I'm doing the moments to get Vlad. So I just like picked this card up, so I'm using them for fun right now as I grind out some moments. But the best right fielder in the game is Cody Bellinger. 116, 98, 119, 125. Massive power, massive vision, reverse splits, 88 fielding, 93 arm strength, 83 speed. He's an absolute beast. You can play first base, left field, or center field. Definitely a card that you're going to want to have on your roster. Even if he's on your bench for some reason, you're definitely going to want to get this card. I think you can get him through the program. It's worth every single stub to get him. He is the best right fielder in the game, in my opinion. Now, the next one is, I think, honestly, I really, really like this card, and that's why I'm going after him in the moments. Let's go ahead and go to the collections, because I think we can look at his stats that way. Legend and flashbacks, signature teams. I like this Vlad Guerrero card in right field quite a bit, and let me explain why. 117, 120, only 100 and 105 with the power, but it's still a lot of power. 116 vision. His fielding is pretty low at 70 and 77. That is not great, but he does have that cannon, absolute cannon, 99 arm strength. And he's got 81 speed to help him out when he's fielding out there. Kind of taller at 6'3", so he's going to be able to go up and leap and take some home runs away that are at the wall. Vlad Guerrero is who I've got at the number 2 spot for outfield, and then for the right fielder, I should say. For our third spot, we have Ichiro Suzuki, you can get him for free. 116, 125, 66 power versus right, 64 power versus left, 124 vision. I mean, amazing feeling. 96 fielding, 99 arm strength, 90 speed, 99 stolen base. You know, this is gonna be your 8th hitter. This is gonna be your leadoff hitter. Ichiro is really, really good. This would be a good time to use him this year too, just because he more than likely will not be in the game next year because he retired. So they really don't get the rights back to a couple cards. You know, A-Rod comes to mind, Carlos Beltran comes to mind. They don't have the cards. Like Troy Tulowitzki's another one that we're going to lose this year, which sucks because Tulo was always awesome. But there's Ichiro Suzuki for you guys. I think he's the 3rd best right fielder. And the 4th best right fielder, I think, is Tony Gwynn. You can make an argument he's even better than Ichiro if you really want to. 125 both spots, 125 vision, great swing, great fielding, great speed. This is just a really, really good card, a really, really good right fielder, and you can get him for free from the XP reward pass. So now let's get into the pitchers. Pitching is going to be something that's a little bit more subjective, to be honest with you. And I got 2 guys that I'm labbing right now, AJ Burnett and Roy Oswald. I don't have them in the top 5 right now, but they're definitely some guys that you could lab. I think like Kluber's really popular, Wainwright's really popular. There are definitely some other ones, but the number 1 in my opinion is Chris Sale. 114 stamina, especially on Legend, 100 H per 9, 117 K per 9. You know, he's got great break, great velocity. He is the best motion in the game in my opinion for a starting pitcher. The fastball, the slider, the circle change, all you'd really need. He's probably going to get you through 4 or 5 innings in DD, which is great. He's got great control. This card is super, super expensive. One of the most expensive cards in the entire game, but he is worth it in my opinion. The 2 spot for starting pitchers, I do have Clayton Kershaw. You can get it from the XP reward path as well. 107, 113. That's a really, really, really high H4-9 for a starting pitcher. Great control. Got the fastball, the slider, the 12-6, the changeup, the sink. He's got a pretty good windup, and he's really, really good out of the stretch. 111 clutch when people are on base. Reduces the PCI size a little bit. I got Kershaw as the number 2 starting pitcher. Number 3, I actually have Garrett Cole, 112, 125, H per 9, K per 9. His motion isn't the best out of the, you know, his windup isn't the best, but his stretch is pretty damn effective. 97, 95, so he throws some gas. And he's got good break. He's got a fastball slider combo, which is always nice to have those as the first 2 pitches. And he has the changeup, the knuckle curve, and the 2-seam fastball. You really don't have to use that much. But Garrett Cole is really nice. And you can pretty much get this card for free, honestly, if you quick sell other finance cards that they're buying them for a little bit over $5,000. It's not going to cost you a lot to get this card. I'm labbing this AJ Burnett right now. I kind of like his motion and his pitches, and same with Roy Oswald. I still really, honestly, I still really like Oral Hershiser. I might throw him back into my rotation. He's just really, really good. You get him from the Dodgers collection. I have him high up. But the 4th best, I would have Bob Gibson, 102, 112. If you get on fire with him, you know, he's got the slider and the sinker. He's got all the pitches you'd ever want. His motion is really what hampers him. If he had a better motion, he'd be way higher on this list. He probably would be number 3 on this list. But his motion is just a little, I don't know. I'm somewhat inconsistent with it, but Bob is incredible. Throws absolute gas, has crazy break. The 5th best, I'm going to go with James Paxton. 112 H per 9, 92 K per 9. I like H per 9 more than K per 9. Just makes the PCI smaller. 113 clutch. Got good break. He's somewhat expensive to get, but not really at all. He's really pretty cheap if you want to go fill out this collection and get. 4-seam fastball. The knuckle curve in the second pitch kind of sucks. I wish it was like the 4-seam. I wish it was like the sinker and then the cutter and then all the other pitches. The sinker, the cutter, and the changeup would be like the best order possible, but those are actually the last part of it. His motion is okay. I'm starting to practice more and get better with it, but I would have him as the 5th best. Again, starting pitching is so subjective. I mean, there's people that like Kluber, there's people that like Tom Seaver. Let me know down in the comments below who your favorite starting pitcher is. Now let's get to the relief pitching. This is the Andrew Miller. This is probably my favorite bullpen card, to be honest with you. Andrew Miller, slider, 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball, and the changeup, 120, 125. Amazing control, amazing motion, 97 velocity, 99 break. This is definitely my favorite relief card. I got him from the Moments Extreme. I have a tips video on Moments Extreme. If you would like to get this card, there's a video on the channel that I just put out maybe a week ago, maybe like 5 days ago. So be sure to check that out if you guys haven't and you'd like to know how to get him. Sergio Romo, absolute beast as well. But he's not next on our list. Next on our list of the best relieving pitch, or the best like closers or relievers, is Eric Gagne, 118, 125. He's really just got all these pitches that makes him so. That's what makes him so hard to hit. He's got the four-seam fastball. He's got the Vulcan changeup, which is great. He's got a curveball that breaks like crazy. He's got a slider, and he's got a splitter, and he's got a great motion. He's super expensive to get because he's a BR reward, but he is an absolute beast. He's worth every penny that you can get. I know he doesn't have the best H per 9 K per 9, but he's just so effective, so trustworthy. I really am a big fan of Eric Gagne. The next player I have is Billy Wagner, 122, 125. Four-seam slider, curveball, and the changeup. So he's got the full arsenal of great pitches. He throws absolute gas, 99 velocity, 99 break. Your PCI is just so small when you face him when he's charged up. So he's a really good pitcher. Plus he's a left-handed pitcher, so that really helps out. This is a new guy that added to my rotation, 125 on both sides for Josh Hader. 125 clutch. He's basically a lot like Andrew Miller in a way. You know, he's got the four-seam, the slider, and the changeup. He's left-handed. He's got a great motion. I just have him rated a little bit down, just because like his fastball isn't as fast necessarily as some other guys. His slider has, you know, its break is kind of strange compared to Miller's. You know, it's not his main pitch; it's his second pitch. And then his changeup, but he's really good. I recommend that you guys go and pick up Josh Hader without question. Kenley Jansen, very difficult to square up. 121, 125. He's got the cutter, the slider, the sinker, the changeup. There's a lot of good relief pitchers in this game. Jansen can really shut you down. He's got a good motion. It's very difficult to square him up because that four-seam fastball, you're almost never going to see a fastball from him. So the pitch is always moving with that 99 velocity and 99 break. Amazing pitcher. I got Romo coming in this spot. You know, he's got the slider and the sinker and the changeup. You know, he's also got a cutter that you can throw in there, a four-seam fastball. He's got a pretty good motion, to be honest with you, out of the stretch, 106, 108. He's been going up in price a lot lately, but he's a really good pitcher to have out of your bullpen. And I also like Trevor Hoffman. You guys can see that like most of these cards that I personally like that I have ranked high, I have 110, 120. You get him from the XP reward path. You know, he's really good at kind of shutting the door at the end of the game because you can spam that changeup. And if you're facing him, definitely look for the changeup. But he goes, all of his pitches are good. The changeup, the four seam, the cutter, the slider. So he's very difficult to square up at the end of the game to like hit home runs. He can come in and shut stuff down. He can come in the middle of the game and pitch a couple innings for you, and hopefully get you out of a jam if your starting pitcher runs into trouble. I like Trevor Hoffman a lot. Great motion as well. So one of my favorite pitchers to use. There's definitely a lot of good relief pitchers in this game. You know, Rolly Fingers comes to mind. Let's go look at him in the market just so I don't forget anybody. And then we're going to get into ranking the actual top 10 best cards in the entire game. But let's go look at some of the closing pitchers. Kimbrel does not make the list. It's just mainly because of the pitches that he has. The 125 on both sides would be very good on Legend. But the fact that he doesn't have a slider is really the problem. You know, he's got the four seam, the knuckle, and the changeup. That's really why he doesn't make it up there. To be honest with you, Eckersley is pretty damn good. 106, 113. It's pretty damn solid. His motion is just a little funky. He doesn't have the slider. This Rolly Fingers is extremely good. Honestly, I could probably get this card 109, 114. Great control, the sinker, the slider, and the changeup, which is everything you'd ever want. I probably should get that card at some point. This card's really good. I'm not as high on Goose as some other people are, just because, I don't know, he's difficult to control, and so you can take a lot of pitches versus him. He kind of reminds me of like Nolan Ryan 99. It's just difficult to control, so if you know that going in, you can make him like, you can work the counts versus him. I just don't think he's that good. This Chapman's very good, 118, 125. Throws really hard. Definitely the best Chapman version card that we have in the game. Definitely could be the lefty out of your pen. He's going for a lot, and I think there's better, cheaper options that you could get. But I like that Chapman. I definitely have him. I haven't used this card. I've used the lower version, but I haven't used the 6 series. That 103, 124. Nin's up there, 4-seam slider, splitter. That's going to work pretty much as your changeup. He's going to be a very good card. He's got a good motion too. Lee Smith is okay. Suter's pretty good. He's starting to get really expensive because he's a World Series reward. So there's definitely some options in your bullpen that you can go after. So, all right, we got all that done. Let's go ahead and I guess we'll just make part 3, because at this point in time we're going to get into the top 10 rankings. But now we've ranked every single position in the first video and the second video. So we'll just go to part 3, and I'll be able to deep dive on the actual top 10. So stick with us for part 3. I'm sorry this had to be multiple videos. Otherwise, it would have been one 45-minute long video. So we're gonna cut it up into 3 parts. If you guys missed part 1, go check that out. Part 3 will be uploaded. I'm gonna upload them all at the same time, so you'll be able to watch all 3 of them if you'd like. But thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for part 3, and I'll hope to see you guys in the next video. Until then, thanks for watching.